Our next speaker is going to be introduced by, I'll get it right, Agatha Riccardi.
Our next speaker is Bonciel Griffin-Burress, who graduated from Albion in 1997. She is a Chicago native, and Bonnie did her graduate work at University of Michigan School of Dentistry, and in 2005 she completed a 2-year orthodontic residency at Howard University College of Dentistry. She was selected as one of the 40 under 40 game changer in Chicago by WVON Radio as the only African American female orthodontist to privately own multiple practices in Chicago and the metropolitan area. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Bonciel Griffin-Burress.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the invitation to come back and speak to you guys. As she stated before, my name is Bonciel Griffin, and now I'm a Burress. That's my husband, Sean, right there. But pretty much everybody knew me as Bonnie, Dr. Schmitter, Dr. Skeen. I was a bio major here. And as the slide shows, this is the progression of what started to be my life's journey. If we go to the next slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So when I read what they were talking about as far as finding your meaning or what is meaning, the only thing I can think about is in order for me to find my meaning, I had to find what my purpose was. And Albion played a pivotal role in that journey. So if we start from now and roll it back right now, my purpose in life and what my priorities are is that I'm a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, an orthodontist, and a reluctant entrepreneur. And I say that because I grew up in a family of dentists, so I thought, okay, we'll go to dental school. So that's why I chose Albion, was because they said, oh, if you come here, you'll definitely go to dental school. Little did I know as a biology major how hard it was. I don't know if there are any biology majors in the room, but I tell people after Bio 205, that's when I started to see the light. Luckily enough, I got a quality education that actually set me up to deal with the rigors of dealing with the curriculum at the University of Michigan, as well as the environment at the University of Michigan. So like I said, I have a lot to credit to Albion College, the bio department, the chemistry department, and just the overall relationships that I've made to help me in my life's journey, finding my purpose. And with that, can we go to the next slide?
Maybe.
There we go. This is my family, my kids, my mom, my brothers. So this is my purpose, is to leave a mark for them, to make it a little easier for them, and to impart in them the things that I've learned from my parents, my mom, my dad, who's no longer here, and just my whole village and my whole circle. And that's just to give back, to try and help people. And I try to do that with my profession and the opportunities that it's afforded me by being an orthodontist. Not only did I think that having this platform would give me the opportunity, but the one thing that I remember after I graduated from dental school, somebody gave me a Dr. Seuss book with the title of Oh, the Places You'll Go. And I'm like, why in the world would you give me this preschool book, and I am a doctor now, you know? But it's weird because I had no idea of all the places that I would go based on, you know, just gradually getting to different levels in my life. The plan was for me to graduate dental school, go directly into orthodontic school, come out and join the practice with my uncle, and then we would just set the world on fire in Chicago, the South Side, being this premier orthodontic practice. Well, back up. Graduated from University of Dental School. Of course, orthodontics is one of the most competitive specialties to get into. I didn't get in the first time. So I said, okay, bump in the road. What am I going to do now? So I did a 1-year general practice residency at the University of Illinois. Applied the next time. Nope, we're not taking you. Oh my God, I'm never going to become an orthodontist. What am I going to do now? So the opportunity came for me to start a homeless program on the north side of Chicago doing dental treatment on homeless people. And so I liked it so much because it was a lot of extractions, a lot of restorative dentistry, that I went, interviewed, and got this residency down in the VA hospital down in Houston, right on the spot. So lo and behold, I was telling my friend, I said, you know, here it is. I'm supposed to take this spot, but my heart is still in orthodontics. So let me just apply one more time. So I showed up, they're like, you're back here again? I'm like, yes, I really want to be an orthodontist. So as soon as I was about to take the position down in Houston to be a prosthodontist, they said, nope, we want you this year. So went to DC for 2 years, graduated, came out, started working with my uncle, didn't work out. So now, here it is, I'm a brand new orthodontist fresh out of school. Our partnership unfortunately dissolved probably after seven months, and then I had to start my own practice. Can we go to the next slide? And it was hard, it was rough, I didn't know what I was doing. In dental school, they don't present you with how to be a businesswoman. They just say, put braces on, straighten teeth, and make people look like this. You know, you make them happy, you make them smile. But I didn't know about taxes, I didn't know about staffing, I didn't know about real estate taxes, I didn't know about building repairs, I didn't know how to hire a staff. I didn't know what I was doing. So I calmed down and I just step by step. And I remember somebody telling me, I don't know if it was here at Albion or if it was at University of Michigan, but they said, how do you eat an elephant? Does anybody know? One bite at a time, exactly. So that's what I started doing. And what turned out to be, in 2008, I started my first practice, Griffin Orthodontics. Well, at the time, people always know that when you first, just because you hang out your shingle, you're still broke, you have no patients, you still have to pay bills. So I associated with another doctor out in the western suburbs, and after a year, he said, please buy me out. And I'm like, well, how am I going to manage 2 locations? Thank God it worked out, and so we did that. The following, and that was at Lombardi and Associates. In 2014, a pediatric dentist came my way and said, well, you know what? I would like for us to do a joint practice together. Pediatric dentistry and orthodontics works hand in hand. Why don't we get a stab at it? Sure, no problem. So we get incorporated, find a location, but, you know, we want to buy the property. I think 2 days before the closing, she bails out on me. What am I supposed to do now? Well, I said, you know what, as my mother would always say, put on your big girl pants. You have the opportunity. There are patients that are needed to be served. Just do it. You will find a way to make the schedule work. You have your family here. You have a support system. You cannot be scared, because if you don't take the advantage of the opportunity, somebody else will, and when you ride down the street and you look at that building, you'll always say, what if? So I listened to her, and we bought the building, we built out the space, and now we have ivory dental specialists, where we have general dentists as well as myself. I'm the specialist that comes in and does the orthodontics. Then this year, I don't know, I always say I'm not going to do anything else. Working with the radio station, and I heard that the city was giving out grants, you know, for anyone who was willing to go into an underserved area and provide business opportunities. And so knowing what it costs to start up a dental office, I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer. I said, I'm sure they're not going to pick me because, you know, I'm just a little ordinary orthodontist on the south side of Chicago. But lo and behold, they did, and they gave us a $200,000 grant to basically purchase the building where we'll build out our next ivory dental specialist that will encompass a coffee house, as well as space for the general dentist, as well as other specialties like myself. And then to give back to the community, we're also going to apply for grants so that we can start a dental assisting school. By us going into this area, we know that there are a lot of people who can't come to Albion. They don't have the educational background and sometimes financial needs. And then other different life circumstances that occur by living in an urban area. And so my thought is, one, we can train these great assistants, and I can always keep my offices fully staffed with the best candidates. But also, it was a recurrent theme that I heard from my colleagues that we can't find qualified dental assistants. And dental assistants can make a really good salary, and they don't even have to have a college education. And so this is our way of giving back. At this point, right now mentor about 5 or 6 prospective students that are currently in college who want to go to dental school, so we allow them to come in, shadow, work. I show them all facets of the office, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I guess my purpose in life is just to give back. Can we go to the next slide? I was blessed and afforded to have wonderful parents. That's my daughter here. Every year we do this huge expo in Chicago where we go and we market the practice to let everyone know where we are. This is myself and my brother accepting a grant from the mayor of the city of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, for where we're going to build a new office. Can we go to the next slide? So I've been blessed with all these opportunities that I never knew would come my way. So, you know, you want to leave your mark for the good. It doesn't have to be acknowledged in big lights or things like that. So I'm just humbled that I am in a position that I'll be able to establish the Gregory and Patricia Griffin Scholarship Fund here at the school. It's my way of saying thank you to Albion for giving me the financial aid and just coming to our school to recruit us out of the city of Chicago, because if it were not for this institution, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it's my purpose, and what I find meaning is giving back, not holding it all in, not sharing. Also, with the associates in our offices, you know, I always tell them, I don't want you to stay with me forever. Your job is to go out just like I did and find your space, your niche, your office. You know, I appreciate the work that you do for me, but being a dentist, you almost, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that we are entrepreneurs by nature. So I wouldn't expect for you to stay with me. I will give you all the tools that I have learned along the way to go out and start your practices. And I hate to see them go because I need the help and the staff, but I understand I'm not selfish enough to keep information from them so that they can stay with me. So if anything, I would leave, you know, as freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors here in Albion, is just to, you know, accept change, because I thought my life would be completely different from the way that it is right now. Like you said, when opportunity arises, you cannot be afraid. If you're afraid, that will hold you back from so many opportunities that you never knew you were capable of taking advantage of. And when you accept those responsibilities and opportunities, you have to give it back. It's imperative. Karma is a circle. I believe whatever you throw out, you get back tenfold. And it's just a matter of knowing that you didn't just take. And I think the society would be much better if it was less takers, less hoarders, and more givers. And like I said, thanks for having me, and hopefully what I've said has been worthwhile to somebody. Thanks.